two guys that I'm familiar with, Kendrick Perkins more than JJ Redick, but tremendous respect for JJ Redick, obviously a former Clipper, but also just a big brain and a great basketball player. Let's talk about both of these guys. What I really like about doing this and this version of what I'm doing now, Never Shut Up, is I get to talk about everything. I don't have to get boxed in and just talk about, is Dak a top 10 quarterback, right? Like real issues that we're all discussing, but then you watch major mass media, you're like, dog, talk about that. Like, I get it. That happened, but let's talk through that. Let's talk about that so we can learn or unlearn. Well, that's why we're here. And I'm never scared. Matter of fact, I rather talk about people I know than the people I don't know. Why? Because I could add more color. I'm more familiar with them, right? It's almost like you rather play your brother in the game than you would some stranger. It's just more invested in it, right? I'm invested in this story right here. Let's talk about what happened on First Take. Stephen A. Smith, obviously the host of that show, along with Molly. You got to respect that in this situation, it wasn't about them two. It's about JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins went first maybe a week ago, implying some things. JJ Redick went back a week later and responded to those implications. Let me just give it to you kind of factually, and then we'll talk through it. All right, this is JJ Redick, right? Stephen A. Smith, I mean no offense to you. I mean no offense to First Take. That means he about to offend somebody. I don't know if this is the show. Somebody about to get offended if motherfuckers say all that. Because I think this show is extremely valuable. Oh, he about to tear it down. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. Blah, blah, blah. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show. Here we go. Where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. Clutch your pearls. Here we go. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA awards are racist. Oh, that they favor white people. Redick continued as Perkins began to interject. You just said that. Yes, you did. Ooh, Perkins started to shake his head and protest that he did not make any such implication as Redick tried to complete his point. Eventually, the former NBA big man said, he stated the facts, right? And we all heard how many times he said that, etc. Now here's Perk. Redick's point comes after Perkins appeared on ESPN, the morning show last week, talking about Jokic, right? Being a front runner for the award. He stated that Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, and Jokic are the only players since 1990 to have won the MVP award without finishing in the top 10 in the league in scoring, before seemingly attempting to point out a similarity among those three players. All right, what do those guys have in common, Perk asked. I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it. Perkins said last week on the show. So that's my whole thing. Why do we move the goalposts for certain people, but for others, we don't? Now, let's get objective about this. I wear this shirt for a reason. Never shut up. That means talk through things. That doesn't mean just say anything. It means talk through things, right? Whew, there is an objective response to this. Redick addressed that specific argument from Perkins earlier in the segment, pointing out that his colleague had been selective in choosing the year 1990 as the benchmark year to avoid roping in Lakers great Magic Johnson, who last time I checked is a 6'9" black man, right? Not a white guy, who's also a 3-time MVP winner. He won the award what years? 87, 89, and 90. And finished 10th, 15th, and 18th in scoring during each of those respective years. Perkins also accused Jokic of stat padding, all right? Now, he was right. The Nuggets big man finished 12th in scoring when he won MVP 2020, 2021. However, last year, Jokic finished 6th in the NBA in points per game. Okay, let's just go with the blanket statement. Kendrick Perkins is wrong. But is it with intention or ignorance? Kendrick Perkins is wrong. I said it cleanly. The homie is wrong. But did he say it with some intention or ignorance? Why? We can just carve this up a many ways. Why'd you pick 1990 and the year before that a black guy won it who wasn't in the top 10 of scoring? Hello? Maybe you didn't have the information, right? That's ignorance. or you actually cleanly cut it right there because it fits your argument better. Now, did he let the facts form his opinion, or did he already come in hot and loaded with his opinion and just look for certain facts to favor it? So this is what happens when you work on those big shows. How do I know? I worked on those big shows. And this is part of why I left that big show and I left major media. Nothing against it. I just saw that it wasn't going to allow me to fully flex all of my muscles. And it wasn't going to allow me to be exactly who I am, right? Because you got to understand that they want to please their audience and their advertisers. I get it. The audiences react to division and the advertisers push agendas, kind of in reaction to the audience, right? So unless you pick one of those provocative lanes that we know exists, you're going to be relegated to what we call the velvet coffin. What is the velvet coffin? Mediocrity. Like, you're going to be a guy like me who was never the top, the creme de la creme, but wasn't a bum who was going to get a couple $1 million every year to do that. And, hey, Marcellus, you're good. We're petting you. Chill out. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy that slow death, I felt, because I have so much more to offer than what was being presented. Why wasn't it fully being presented? Because of the obstacles at play. Always remember, culture is what's rewarded. Culture is what's rewarded. What is rewarded on those shows, on those big opinion debate shows? Two things, right? It's either A, I'm going to be divisive, right? Or B, you're going to be somebody who disrespects. Like, if you're going to be the top, you got to find something that's polarizing and run with it. Or you got to be the guy that just comes at everybody. Other than that, who else is at the top? Stephen A is the big dog. He makes the most of those. Now, if you're talking about what I'm doing, Pat McAfee's the big dog. And he can do whatever he wants. That's why I'm over here. He makes 3-4 times more than Stephen A. Y'all know that? Real talk. So, and also Skip. Now, Stephen A, when he gets into his persona, because it's not who he really is. I know him for real. He kind of quiet almost. But when he gets into lights on, it's time to light up, he's going to do what he does. He's going to be entertaining, going to have some great points, but also he knows to stay in that lane when he knows there's some division. Oh, I'm looking out for the brothers. You know, when you're looking out for the brothers, who are you not looking out for is what everyone else is assuming, right? When you're pumping something up, what are you deflating on the other end? Just always catch that, right? Or Skip. Tremendous respect. I think Skip's one of the nicest people in the world. People try to challenge me. I was like, every time I'm around Skip, dude, I call him Bubbles. He's just so nice. You don't even want to mess with him. You're like, oh, that's a cool dude and in hella shape. But these athletes, oh man, disrespectful. Calling them out their name, making up nicknames, don't even want to move when the facts change. Just plain disrespect. Like, dog, you saw what happened. Nah, but I got a narrative. I have an agenda. I'm coming in with a topic already with an opinion. Now I just need a few things to fill it in. What happened here is Kendrick got caught in that trap. Why? Because culture is what's rewarded. Kendrick is still climbing. Kendrick is blowing up right before our very eyes. Kendrick's somebody, right? And he wants to be more. But he knows the two lanes that exist. So is he going to disrespect? Nah, that ain't him. He played. He can't go there. Maybe I can be a little divisive at times. Maybe I can pander at times. Maybe I can lean into something that I know they going to love to hear. Or they ain't going to want to hear. So they either going to love me or love to hate me. Who won in sports doing that? Yes, Floyd Mayweather, the king of it all in marketing. And Floyd did it because he was like, I know how to promote a fight. And as soon as the fight was over, he was the nicest guy in the world. He would shake their hands and give them nothing but pleasantries. It was all an act. It was all a persona. But that's not what we're seeing or at least understanding when it comes to Skip and Stephen A. and now Kendrick Perkins, who is trying to go one of those two lanes. We see which one. And trying to support his opinion with facts, but limited facts, right? Laced with a lot of opinion, a lot of what he felt, what he thought he observed, but that was limited, or at least the year before, Magic Johnson undermines that argument. So maybe it was facts, FAC, Struggle to get to the T. Definitely didn't get to the S. All love, but that's how the game goes up there. Sometimes it's with intention. Sometimes, frankly, it's with ignorance.